very few number of students from class 8 have registered for exam. Okay. Today, children, we are going to start the revision of the chapter combustion and flame. Okay. Now let me recapitulate whatever we have learned so far in the chapter. So, as the name suggests, combustion. Combustion is the chemical reaction of a substance with oxygen to give out heat and light. The substance that reacts with oxygen to give heat and light is called a fuel or a combustible substance. For example, food, coal, diesel, petrol, etc. All these are fuels. These fuels, when they react with oxygen, they give out heat energy. These substances are called fuels. Okay. Now, but some substances, they are non-combustible substances. They do not burn. So, for example, if you burn candle, it burns. If you burn wood, it burns. But there are some substances like glass, it does not burn. Rather, it melts. A piece of stone, it also does not melt. It does not burn. For example, iron piece, it also does not burn. Okay? So these are non-combustible substances. So such substances burn and give out heat and light are called combustible substances. For example, paper, cloth, dried leaves, and fuels like LPG, petrol, diesel, kerosene, wood, coal. These are all combustible substances. Okay, and there are some substances which do not burn. They are called non-combustible substances. For example, metals like iron, glass, a piece of stone. These are all non-combustible substances. Okay, children. Now, combustion requires three conditions under which it takes place. Otherwise, combustion will not take place. What are those three conditions? We have done activity also in order to prove that there are certain conditions which are required for combustion to take place. For that, we lit a candle. And we covered it with a chimney. Okay, and allowed air to pass in one candle, and in the other, the candle was covered with a lid over the chimney. So the candle which was not covered, it continued to burn, but the candle which was covered, the fire was put off after some time. It shows that the air is necessary for combustion to take place. Okay, children, do you understand? The air or oxygen is required for combustion to take place. Okay. Then second is, see, there are some substances which we heat and they catch fire, and there are some substances which on heating also they do not catch fire, and some substances they catch fire even at room temperature. Understand? What does that mean? This means that the substances have a particular temperature beyond which, if they are heated, they catch fire. This is the temperature called ignition temperature. So ignition temperature is the lowest temperature at which the substance catches fire. Okay, so there are some substances which have very low ignition temperature and they burn at room temperature also. For example, hydrogen gas. These substances are called inflammable substances. You might have seen a long tankers. In it is written inflammable fuel or inflammable gas or inflammable liquid like this. Have you seen that or not? Have you seen that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So such substances which have very low ignition temperature and burn immediately with flame, these are called flammable substances. These substances have very low ignition temperature. On the other hand, there are some other substances which have moderate ignition temperature. For example, when we burn paper or incense stick, we ignite it with a matchstick, and then only it burns. Okay, so they have moderate ignition temperature. They do not catch fire on their own. They have to be heated. That means their ignition temperature is too high. Okay. While there are some other substances which have very high ignition temperature. Okay, they do not catch fire easily. Okay, this you can see in a rainy season. The people using cow dung cakes, they absorb cow dung cakes. They absorb moisture and they do not burn in the chulhas. So what do our grandmothers or our aunties do? Can you tell me? चूल्हा जलाने के बरसात के मौसम में क्या करते हैं? दे और नो प्रॉब्लम नहीं, उसमें नहीं उससे अरे नो एयर तो क्या है कि जलाने चल गई ना, एक बार आग पकड़ दी, इसके बाद एयर नो करते हैं। लेकिन जब आग पकड़वाना है ना, वी हैव टू स्टार्ट द कंबशन, उसके लिए क्या करते हैं?
We put kerosene oil.
Yeah, we put kerosene oil and we also add some paper because paper has very low ignition temperature. It catches fire immediately, and kerosene oil is also having very low ignition temperature. It catches fire very easily, and once the paper and kerosene it catches fire, it raises the temperature of the cow dung cakes also and wood also, so that it starts to burn. It starts burning. Do you know this or not?
Yes, sir.
Have you observed this at your home in villages?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Very good. Now, so we are investigating the conditions required for combustion to take place. The very first was presence of air or oxygen. Second is heating the substance to a minimum temperature of ignition temperature. And the third is presence of a combustible material or a fuel. यानी आग जलने के लिए तीन चीजें बहुत जरूरी है। क्या जरूरी है? कौन-कौन सी चीजें? कौन-कौन सी बोलो? Yes, Kushal, speak. Kushal.
Air.
Kushal, I am asking Kushal. जिनको
Yes, sir.
जिससे पूछा जाए वही बताना, उसी को आंसर देना है। Yes. What are the three conditions under which combustion takes place? Kushal, I am asking you. Kushal.
Please, sir.
Kushal, I am asking you. Please give the correct answer. Okay, Chinma.
Repeat the question.
I can't hear you. Chinma.
Repeat the question.
Note down here. Conditions required for
Sir,
combustion.
please repeat the question.
Conditions required. Conditions required for combustion to take place. Combustion to take place. First is presence of air or oxygen. Then oxygen.
Sir, my voice is coming.
Tushar, yes, now you can speak. Tushar?
Sir, my voice is coming.
Yeah, now you are audible to me, now you can answer. Tushar, yes, speak, beta.
Sir, my voice is coming.
Yeah, I can hear you. Tushar, so I
Sir, there must be fuel to one.
Yes, very good.
Sir, I unmute myself, but my voice is not coming to you.
No, now I can hear. Tushar, now I can hear you. Tushar, now I can hear. Now
Okay,
speak.
sir.
Now speak.
Sir, three things are required in proper combustion before ignition and combustion can take place: heat, oxygen, and fuel. There must be fuel to burn. There must be air to supply oxygen, and
Very
there
good.
must be heat to start and continue the combustion process.
Very good. Very good, Tushar. Well done. Presence of air or oxygen. Heating the substance, combustible substance. Heating the combustible substance. Combustible substance. Combustible substance to its ignition temperature. To its ignition temperature. Okay. So this presence of combustible substance. Presence of combustible substance. Okay. Now, after knowing the conditions for combustion to take place, let us categorize combustion on the basis of availability of oxygen. There are two types of combustion on the basis of availability of oxygen. First is complete combustion and the second is incomplete combustion. So such type of combustion in which the substance or the combustible substance like fuel burns in abundant supply of oxygen, it is called complete combustion. It releases lot of heat and light, and that is complete oxidation of substance, complete burning. Understand? So it does not release any unburned residue. It does not release any unburned residue. Okay, children? On the other hand, if a combustible substance or a fuel burns in limited supply of air or oxygen, it results in incomplete combustion, and incomplete combustion causes incomplete oxidation of the fuel, and hence less heat and energy is given out during incomplete combustion. Okay? Any problem?
Okay, sir. No problem.
Complete combustion of carbon fuels results in emission of carbon dioxide gas. On the other hand, incomplete combustion of carbon fuels like coal results in formation of which gas? Can you tell me? Which gas is given out during incomplete combustion of carbon fuel?
Sir,
Yes.
incomplete.
Incomplete, sir. Incomplete, sir.
I'm asking
Incomplete or complete?
incomplete combustion में कौन सी गैस निकलती है?
Carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide. Very good, very good. Now, so we have seen types of combustion on the basis of availability of oxygen. Now we will discuss the types of combustion on the basis of speed of combustion. On the basis of speed of combustion. Okay, children? Now, rapid combustion. We suppose we burn a matchstick and bring it to the stove of a LPG stove, stove on which we on the knob of the gas stove, so that there is regular supply of LPG. So it starts burning immediately, and it continues to burn until the whole fuel is burned. Okay. So this type of combustion in which the fuel continues to burn at a steady rate is called rapid combustion. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Rapid combustion. Okay. Phosphorus, if it is left in open air, it also catches fire and it also burns at a steady rate. This type of combustion is called rapid combustion. Okay. Okay, children.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Now, second type of combustion is spontaneous combustion. What, children?
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous combustion.
स्पॉन्टेनियस कंबशन का मतलब क्या होता है कि अपने आप आग पकड़ ले रहे सब हम जलाए नहीं। अब देखो अभी क्या है, हमने जब गैस स्टोव चलाया था तो हमने क्या किया था, we lit matchstick and then we brought lighted matchstick near the gas stove. तो उधर हम लोग उसको हीट कर रहे थे थोड़ा। लेकिन स्पॉन्टेनियस कंबशन में क्या होता है कि सब्सटेंस, कंबस्टिबल सब्सटेंस कैचेस फायर स्पॉन्टेनियसली, अपने आप, विदाउट एनी अपरेंट कॉज। हम लोग नहीं करते। जैसे जंगल में आग लग जाती है अपने आप, जैसे कोल माइंस में आग लग जाती है अपने आप। Why does it happen? It happens because due to the temperature of the sun, due to the heat coming from the sun and the friction between the branches of the trees. See, when there is wind, when there is uh, uh, air flows at a very speed, it is called wind, and when wind blows, it brings the branches of the trees and they rub against each other. When they rub against each other, due to friction, heat is produced. Due to friction, what happens?
Heat is produced.
And heat is produced, and if the amount of heat that is produced, it exceeds the temperature of the wood, it causes burning of the wood. It causes the burning of the wood, and if one tree catches the fire, that fire spreads to other trees, and from that tree it spreads to other trees, and ultimately it covers the whole forest. Such large fire is called forest fire. Okay?
What is rapid combustion?
Kushal, I do not means that your voice is not clear whenever you are speaking. Your voice is not clear. Okay. Now the third category is explosion. Well, the third category is explosion. Explosion is such type of combustion in which large amount of Kusag soil rapid combustion is let me repeat. Kusag soil is asking what is rapid combustion. Rapid combustion is such type of combustion in which the combustible substance when ignited beyond its ignition temperature catches fire and continues to burn at a steady rate. This type of combustion is called rapid combustion. For example, combustion of LPG in a LPG gas stove. Okay, and burning of phosphorus if exposed to air. Kusag soil, is it clear? Now let us come back to our another type of combustion based on the speed of combustion, that is explosion. So explosion is such type of combustion in which the combustible substance burn at very high speed, and it produces lot of energy, heat and light simultaneously. एक साथ बहुत ज्यादा एनर्जी निकालते हैं, आवाज भी आती है और हीट और लाइट भी आती है, ठीक है ना? For example, explosion of crackers. Explosion of crackers. You might be using crackers in Diwali. Okay. So Chinmay Nirman is asking what will happen when we burn glass. Glass will not burn, rather it will melt. Chinmay Nirman, glass never burns, it will melt. Melt कर जाएगा वो, ठीक है ना? Chinmay, did you get your answer? Okay. Okay, now, so we have understood what is combustion, what are the conditions under which combustion takes place. Then we have also understood different types of combustion based on the availability of oxygen. And then we have also seen different types of combustion based on the speed of combustion. Now, we will see flame. What is flame? Flame is you might have, when substances, so those substances, please pay attention, those substances which vaporize on heating, they burn with flame. वो substances जो burn करने पे या गर्म करने पर वेपर्स बनाते हैं, वेपर तो समझते हैं ना आपको, वेपर्स बनाते हैं, वो substance flame देते हैं, क्या देते हैं? Flame देते हैं. So, okay. For example, candle, ठीक है ना? और can you give me some other substances born with flame? Yes,
Kerosene, wax.
Melting of wax, yes. Now we will see, but charcoal does not burn with flame. Charcoal does not burn with flame because these does not form vapors upon heating. ठीक है ना? तो हम लोग लिख देंगे. बहुत important. flame. Those substances, which depend on heating, depend on heating, on flame, on flame. These children, you might see the cold switch blowing the air to melt the ornaments or giving desired shapes to ornaments. Have you seen the gold switch blowing the air to burn the to melt the gold or the silver? Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is flame is used to melt the metal in order to give its desired shape. Okay. Now we see the structure of flame. You will see the structure of a flame. First, we have a candle like this. Candle. Okay. And this is wick of the candle. You know what is wick of the candle? Wick का मतलब होता है बत्ती. Wick का मतलब क्या होता है? This is wick of the candle, and it goes along the length of along entire length of the candle. Okay. So it burns. It burns like this. It burns like this. This is flame. इसको क्या बोलेंगे? Flame. अब flame में भी क्या है? There are three regions. This is the outermost zone. Outermost zone. This is the outermost zone. Outermost zone, and this is the hottest zone. This is the hottest zone, and this is what non-luminous zone. This is non-luminous zone. Non-luminous. Okay. This is middle zone. Middle zone. And innermost zone. Innermost zone. Innermost zone, and this is called luminous. काली कुटी है, luminous zone है. क्या बेटा? Luminous zone. And this is what temperature. This is what temperature. Okay. Okay.
Sir, we draw it.
No, you have already drawn. We have already drawn. Just I am revising the things that what we have learned in this chapter. Okay, children?
Okay, sir.
Also said flame is the glowing gaseous part of a fire.
So, Shah, your voice is not clear. You can type message. You can ask your question in the form of message. See, if somebody asks you which zone is the hottest zone of a flame, can you tell me?
Uppermost zone.
Outermost zone.
Very good. Which zone has unburned carbon particles? Which zone has unburned carbon particles?
Innermost zone.
Very good. Innermost zone. Well done. Very good. Very good. Very good. So this is the structure of a flame. This is the structure of the flame. Yes, Kushal, you are very much correct. Those substances which vaporize on heating, they burn with flame. Okay. For example, candle देता है, LPG देता है, but ये charcoal नहीं देता है. Charcoal does not burn with flame. You can write down charcoal.
Sir, my network connection is very low.
Does not give flame. Because it does not vaporize on heating. Okay. Any problem in this now?
No, sir.
No, sir. After this, we have seen what are fuels. So fuels are such substances which are burned in order to produce heat energy. So that energy is used for several purposes. For example, one minute. For example, coal is burnt in thermal power plants. It is used to produce electricity. It is used to produce electricity. So coal as a fuel, it is used to produce electricity. Okay. LPG is used to cook food at home. Okay. Diesel, petrol, these are used in automobiles to run the automobiles. Okay. So this is also they produce energy, heat energy. They produce what? Heat energy. Okay, children. And the fuels like cow dung cake, they are used in our villages to cook food. Okay, so all these fuels are the substances which are used to cook. You are used to produce high amount of energy. Now, Osama Shogal is asking question that why LPG is used to cook food? Because LPG is a cleaner fuel. It does not require much space for storage. It is cleaner fuel. It does not produce any harmful gases. It does not produce smoke. It is easy to transport and it is having high calorific value that we are going to discuss in the next part of the class. Okay, Kushal, so did you get your answer? Kushal, I am waiting for your response, beta. Kushal, Solar, did you get your answer? Okay, now we will see. Characteristics of an ideal fuel. Characteristics of a good fuel. एक आइडियल फ्यूल की क्या क्या विशेषताएं होनी चाहिए? सबसे पहले तो क्या है? इट शुड बी कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव, यानी ज्यादा महंगा नहीं होना चाहिए. Nowadays you might be hearing in news also that the cost of fossil fuels like diesel and petrol it is rising day by day. So common people are not able to afford these fuels like petrol and diesel. Okay, so first criteria of a ideal fuel is that it should be cost effective. It should be cost effective, यानी वो ज़्यादा महंगा नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है ना? It should be cost effective. It should be cost. Second क्या होना चाहिए? See, it should be easy to store. It should be easy to store and transport. It should be easy to store and transport.
Their fuel is easily available and cheaper.
It should be easy to store and transport. See, fuels like coal, wood, they are very bulky fuels and they need very large space for their storing, and they need when they are transported from one place to the other, they require lot of money to be spent. यानी अगर लकड़ी को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह में ले जाना है तो उसको एक ट्रक से ले जाना होगा, तो फ्यूल हम यूज करेंगे डीजल पेट्रोल, तो वो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा, ठीक है ना? इसलिए जो फ्यूल आसानी से स्टोर कर सकते हैं और आसानी से एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ले जा सकते हैं, वो अच्छा फ्यूल कहलाता है. जैसे नेचुरल गैस, एलपीजी, सीएनजी, ये क्या है? अच्छे फ्यूल है क्योंकि वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पाइप के द्वारा ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है ना? Any problem? Yes, Kushal, what is your problem? Kushal, please ask.
Sir,
Third characteristic of the good ideal fuel is burning easily in the air at a moderate temperature.
Kushal, Sohail, देखो बेटा आइडियल फ्यूल कोई नहीं होता है, कुछ में कुछ क्वालिटी होगी, कुछ में कुछ क्वालिटी होगी, गुड फ्यूल हो सकता है, ठीक है ना?
Sir,
यस
Yes,
शुभम,
sir.
what do you want to ask?
sir, which fuel has the highest calorific value?
See, in your textbook, there is a table in which calorific value of many fuels is given. So, in that list, hydrogen has the highest calorific value. That we have seen already. Have you seen or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
Karishma,
sir. An ideal fuel must burn at constant and moderate temperature.
Tushar, your voice is not clear. What do you want to ask? I don't understand. What is your question? Tushar, can you repeat your question?
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोलो बेटा, क्वेश्चन क्या है आपका? Okay, so the third quality is that it should not brings harmful gases and smoke. Harmful gases and smoke. इतना तो ऐसा फ्यूल जो हार्मफुल गैसेस ना यूज करे, लेकिन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, oh yes, Tushar, so very good. So, but see, minimum amount of gases and smoke is released by a good fuel. Okay. They just have the question that when dried leaves are there and due to extensive heat coming from the sun, sometimes they may catch fire. Yes, it can happen. I have told you one thing, that if you want to burn a paper without igniting with the help of a matchstick, what you can do is, please pay attention, Tejas Chaudhary, you can take a paper like this and keep it somewhere and take suppose you have a magnifying glass. Magnifying glass is which kind of lens? It is a convex lens. Convex lens, you go in bright sunlight and put paper there, and above the paper you keep convex lens, that is magnifying glass, for some time, and after some time you will see that paper starts burning. Okay, that paper starts burning. Why does that happen? It happens because the rays of sun that are coming from that are falling on the lens, they are converged to a single point on the paper. This raises the temperature of the paper beyond its ignition temperature, and thus paper catches fire. Okay. Similarly, when heat light is incident on dry leaves for a longer period of time, they may catch fire. This type of fire is called spontaneous fire that we have discussed earlier in case of forest fires. Tejas Chaudhary, am I clear? Tejas Chaudhary, did you get your answer? Okay. Now, Kushal Sohel has asked one question, that which fuel is most near to an ideal fuel? That most of the gaseous fuels comes under the category of ideal fuels because they are cleaner fuel. They do not produce any harmful gases. They do not leave any residue behind after combustion. Okay, and they are cost effective also. So such gaseous fuels may be considered as ideal fuel. Kuchar Soil, LPG and CNG. Very good. Yes, Subham Kumar has answered. For example, LPG and CNG. Okay. Fourth one. It should not leave any residue behind. Okay. यानी अपने चलने के बाद कोई भी कचरा नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए. जैसे in villages, when people burn wood or coal, lot of ash is left after burning. Okay, so it has to be disposed of. So that is why it is not a good fuel. Okay, that is why it is not a good fuel. Okay, so these are the necessary characteristics or essential characteristics of an ideal or a good fuel. And the very important is the first one that I am going to write. It should produce
Larger amount of heat.
it produce large amount of heat per kilogram of यानी एक किलोग्राम यानी पर यूनिट मास में वो ज्यादा निकाला चाहिए. What is this called? What is this called? What is this property called? That is, it should have high calorific value. That is, it should have high calorific value. Can anyone define what is calorific value? Can anybody define what is calorific value?
May I?
Yes, Karishma, please.
Yes, sir.
Karishma, how do you define calorific value?
The efficiency of a fuel is measured by the amount of heat produced by complete combustion of a fixed quantity of fuel is known as calorific value.
No, this is not the correct answer to the definition of calorific value. However, you have defined efficiency of a fuel. Efficiency
Sir,
of
may I?
One minute. Let me explain first. Efficiency of a fuel is measured by calorific value. That is 100% correct. But the definition of calorific value is not yet defined. Not given. Yes, Kushak, you can define calorific value now. Kushak Soil.
Yes, sir.
Kushak Soil define.
Sir, may I?
Yes.
Sir, the energy contained in a fuel determined by measuring the heat produced by the complete combustion of a specific quantity for it.
See, none of you are giving the correct definition. See, the definition that I have.
Sir, me.
Sir,
Sir, me.
may I tell? Sir, please.
One minute, Shubham will answer. Shubham, everybody should keep quiet. Shubham will answer the definition of calorific value. Yes, Shubham.
The amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of fuel is called its calorific value.
Very good. What is its unit?
It is kilojoule per kg.
Kilojoule per kg. Very good. 1 minute. Yes, Shubham has correctly defined calorific value. Calorific value is the amount of heat energy released or complete combustion of 1 gram of a fuel. Its SI unit is kilojoule per kilogram. So the efficiency of a fuel is measured by a physical quantity known as calorific value. More the calorific value, more efficient will be the fuel. Okay. Now everybody understood the definition of calorific value?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Silan, the time is not permitting, otherwise we could have done numerical problems based on this calorific value, so we will do some other day. Now let us discuss the harmful effects of combustion of fossil fuels. What are the harmful effects of combustion of fossil fuels? Kushali,
Combustion of fossil result is ignition of gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, oxide of nitrogen, etc. These gases pollute the environment.
Very good. What next? Okay, Karishma is raising hand. Karishma will tell another harmful effect of burning of fuels. Karishma.
Sir, side.
The second harmful effect of combustion of fuels is that fuels, when they are burned, they sometimes incomplete combustion takes place. Sometimes incomplete combustion takes place, and incomplete combustion of carbon fuels results in the formation of gases like carbon monoxide. And carbon
Very-
monoxide, carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. Why it is a poisonous gas? Because it binds with hemoglobin and forms a compound called carbaminohemoglobin, which does not allow oxygen to bind with hemoglobin, and thus our body cells do not get sufficient oxygen, and hence they start to die due to lack of oxygen, and ultimately the person may die. All of you understand why carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Then next is that gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, they all remain suspended in the air, and when they mix with rainwater, they bring down, they come down in the form of acid rain, which is harmful for crops, monuments, and all other living beings. You might have heard about marble cancer. Marble cancer is nothing but the corrosion of the marble by the acids present in acid rain. So these are all the harmful effects of burning of fuels. Okay. So in the next class, we will start new chapter, children. Okay, and you have to complete your assignment given in the Google Classroom, and you have to upload it in the single PDF file. Okay. Now for today's class, I am ending of the class. Thank you and have a nice day.
Sir,
Okay,
sir.
good.
Sir.
Okay.